To the girl who works at Starbucks down the street from my house. To the girl who works down the street from my house on Delmar Heights Road, swear to God, I'm not a stalker. When I asked you for a chai latte, what I meant to say was, I was walking past, I saw you in the window, and I only came in here because I had to know what your voice sounded like. But instead of saying that, I got really nervous and ordered the first thing on the menu. Honestly, I don't even know what chai is. Or a latte, for that matter. I imagine that when God made you, he cussed for the first time. I bet he turned to an angel, gave him a high five, and said, "God damn, I'm good." You are that beautiful. I spent the last 5 days trying to figure out how I'm going to introduce myself to you properly. I finally figured it out. It's going to be something like, "Hi." That's all I got so far. But I think it's a good start. And I'll be honest, usually I don't even feel like writing about love. In fact, every time I try, my hands cramp. Just to show me how painful love can be. Sometimes my pencils break just to prove to me that every now and then, love takes a little more work than you planned. See, I heard that love is blind. So, I write all my poems in Braille. My poems I never actually finished because true love is endless. I've always believed that real love is kind of like a supermodel before she's airbrushed. It's pure and imperfect, just the way that it was intended. I'm going to be honest, I'm not much of a love poet, but if I was to wake up tomorrow morning and decide that I really wanted to write about love, my first poem, it would be about you. About how I love you the same way that I learned how to ride a bike. Scared. But reckless. With no training wheels or elbow pads so my scars can tell the story of how I felt. See, I'm not much of a love poet. Let's go. But if I was, I'd write about how I see your face in every cloudy reflection, in every window. You see, I've written 1,000,000 poems, hoping that somehow, maybe some way, you'll jump out of the page and be closer to me. Because if you were here right now, I would massage your back until your skin sings songs that your lips don't even know the words. Until your heartbeat sounds like my last name and you smile like the Pacific Ocean. I want to drink the sunlight in your skin. If I was a love poet, I'd write about how you have the audacity to be beautiful, even on days when everything around you is ugly. I'd write about your eyelashes and how they're like violin strings that play symphonies every time you blink. If I was a love poet, I'd write about how I melt in front of you like an ice sculpture every time I hear the vibration in your voice. And whenever I see your name on the caller ID, my heart plays hopscotch inside of my chest. It climbs onto my ribs like monkey bars, and I feel like a child all over again. I know this sounds weird, but sometimes I pray that God somehow turns you back into one of my ribs just so I would never have to spend an entire day without you. And I swear, I'm usually not even a lover. But if I was to wake up tomorrow morning and decide that I really wanted to write about love, in my first poem, it would be about you. And after all of that, she was like, "So how do you feel about me?" And I said, "Let's put it like this. I want to be your ex-boyfriend's stuntman. I want to do everything that he never had the courage to do." Like, I want to do everything that he never had the courage to do, like trust you. I swear that when our lips touch, I can taste the next 60 years of my life. And some days, I want to swallow stacks of your pictures just so you can be a part of me for a little bit longer. If I could, I would sample your smile, and then I would let my heart beat through the bass line. We would create the greatest love song of all time whenever we stand next to each other. Love, I was the only one made for you, and you can be At Last by Etta James. I'll be Old Child whenever you're in pain, or you can be Candy-Coated Drops of Rain, even though it never rains in Southern California. Together. And we can be music. When my friends ask if you're my girlfriend, I'll say no. She is my musician. And me, I guess you can say that I'm her favorite song. So you see.